Welcome to Prelude to Ulysses. This is the show, the channel where we just read our little hearts out, no matter what the fuck the president's doing. Don't matter. Don't matter what the president's up to. Hey, I'm sorry about bringing that person into this. Today we're going to be reading. Remember when I started doing this one? Have a good day, it's today. I had a bad day yesterday. I had a good day yesterday, and it was a bad day. I really gotta write some fucking lyrics. Kitty cat, kitty cat. Sorry about all that. I'm not a good player. I'm sorry. Welcome to Vernal Gooba presents Prelude to Ulysses, a subset of ADH read-along incorporated. This is how it looks like to be in my phone. Ah, fuck. I'm sorry about everything. I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry about anything. Remember when I was reading that one book? Mark Booth? Fuck that piece of shit. I was gonna try to figure out where I was. Alright, I'm gonna pretend I'm a gun right here. Sorry, this is Alex Reed's Cosmos by Carl Sagan. Finally. Yeah, I'm sorry about playing the guitar. I thought I'd do better. Finally, at the end of our wanderings. Okay, so last time we were like, it's like, hey, we're here. We're getting farther away. I need something to drink. I got the tea heating up. Finally, at the end of our wanderings, all our wanderings, we returned to our tiny, fragile, blue-white world, lost in a cosmic ocean vast beyond our most courageous imaginings. It is a world among an immensity of others. It may be significant only for us. The earth is our home, our parent. Our kind of life arose and evolved here. The human species is coming of age here. It is on this world that we developed our passion for exploring the cosmos. And it is here that we are, in some pain and with no guarantees, working out our destiny. Man, this hits probably differently than it did in fucking 1962, and this was, let's guess 73. 80. Damn, Carl. When was this originally written? When did Carl Sagan die? Okay, so... Do you think it's okay to be alive here? I can't believe I did that. I'm gonna make some tea. Wanna come with me? So I think that the ocean is... I have nothing to say. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Usually use honey, but syrup's fine. Just a swig. Finally, Amy's soup. Oop. Oh. Welcome to the planet Earth, a place of blue nitrogen skies, oceans of liquid water, cool forests, and soft meadows, a world positively rippling with life. In the cosmic perspective, it is, as I have said, poignantly beautiful and rare. But it is also, for the moment, unique. In all our journeying through space and time, it is so far the only world on which we know with certainty that the matter of the cosmos has become alive and aware. Some of us, anyways. There must be many such worlds scattered through space, but our search for them begins here. We're searching here. With the accumulated wisdom of the men and women of our species, garnered at great cost over 1 million years, we are privileged to live among brilliant and passionately inquisitive people. God fucking man, what? Yeah, I don't hang out with these people. I'm not one, I guess. And in a time when the search for knowledge is generally prized. Oh my God. Carl, you died right in time to fucking stop hating humanity. Human beings born ultimately of the stars, and now for a while inhabiting a world called Earth, have begun their long voyage home. What the fuck does that mean? Oh, to space? Bro, this isn't happening, Carl. There's a picture of Orion's belt, and it says, the other side of the Orion Nebula, unobservable from Earth, the 3 blue stars comprise the belt of Orion in the conventional terrestrial constellation. Painting by John Allison. Oh, it's just a thought. What? There's a ton of people who've painted celestial objects. Do I not have eyebrows? I mean, I do. Can you see? Oh my gosh. People think I don't have eyebrows, probably. I have a beard, too. You probably can't tell that. Oh, that's a picture. There's another picture. It's really neat looking. This other picture of a nebula. Gosh, it's really pretty. Ooh, here's another one of the Orion Nebula. It's another painting. It's really pretty. Okay. The discovery that the Earth is a little world was made, as so many important human discoveries are, in the ancient Near East. What's Near East? The fuck does that mean? Boom, boom, boom. What if I died on camera? I don't want to. I'm not trying to do that. In the ancient Near East, in a time some humans call the 3rd century. Okay, have I learned anything? I guess I'm just getting depressed, I think. It's like, ooh, this beautiful place where we yearn for knowledge. It's like, oh my God. Religious people are the end of everything. They ruin the world. Aren't they? Or am I just a douchebag? Religious people are like, we get to go to heaven, and you don't. And we're like, you're a fucking supremacist. I can't do that well. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. getting worse and worse at stuff, aren't I? I'm sorry about everything. I'm sorry I apologize so much. I'm sorry this isn't that good of a show. I really thought it was going to be a good one. Got all the things we need. Carl Sagan. Near East. In a time some humans... At a time some humans call the 3rd century BC, in the greatest metropolis of the age, the Egyptian city of Alexandria, here there lived a man named Eratosthenes. One of his envious contemporaries called him Beta, the second letter of the Greek alphabet, because, he said, Eratosthenes was second best in the world at everything. But he seemed clear that in almost everything, Eratosthenes was alpha. Okay. Is the letter A the best letter of the alphabet, or just the first? A little too much apple cider vinegar in that one. He was astronomer, historian, geographer, philosopher, poet, theater critic, and everyone's a theater critic, idiot, and mathematician. Watch this. Just watch the cinematic masterpiece from 19-something called Son of Godzilla. Fantastic film. There's a desert island somewhere. I forgot what they call it. They're off of Demon Island where Godzilla fought Ibera, the horror of the deep, the big lobster that he ripped his claws off. That's how he beats him. He rips his claws off, and then he gets this big plate of butter. Just kidding, he doesn't do that. But he does dance in this movie. No. Good dance is in Ibera. So the plot of Son of Godzilla is as follows: there's an island somewhere where some dudes are working, trying to create something. Not 100% sure what it is. It definitely looks military funded. They're all wearing the same khaki uniforms. Or tan. Woo! That's a vinegary meatball. Dude, there's this pilot flying over. I kind of was not paying attention for the first 20 seconds, and it made me lose this aspect of the movie. What it seems like is happening is there is a pilot who's flying someone over the ocean, and the guy who's the passenger in the plane, he's just like, okay, I'm gonna jump on this island, and he jumps off and parachutes to the island. He lands, or his briefcase lands in the ocean in front of these military dudes, and then he sinks down. He's like, grab my ship for me, will you? To the military guys. So good. So fucking good. Oh my god. And I know I'm gonna not remember this movie. I watched it over the period of 4 days. Sometimes I smoke a little marijuana. Every once in a while. Just kidding. I've never done that. Okay, you got this. And he lands. He's like, what's up, bitches? And he I think they do carry his shit up there, up to the mainland where they've built. One of my favorite things in Godzilla is they build these outings, these houses, into hillsides. It's always I want to say fort, but that's not it. It's what's it called? Like a military outpost or something. But they're all like, you know, obviously made miniature, so they can be destroyed later on in the film. But they're just beautiful every time. That's my favorite part about these Godzilla movies. Absolutely. Is the miniature towns that eventually get destroyed. I mean, that's two great aspects. So that means they're building internally, too. That's some love, right? When you can see, like, the inside of the place get ripped off when it gets fucking fucked and shit. And so they go up to mainland, their main little fucking criminal hideout. It's not a criminal. I don't know what they are, actually. It's kind of confusing. And he talks to him. He's like, hey, man, I'm going to work with you guys. And they're like, no, man. He's like, I'm a journalist. I can do this. And they're like, whatever, man. And then they're like, why don't you just, like, go make us some food or something? So he just joins the crew. This guy jumps out of an airplane and gets a job. He's doing all sorts of crazy shit. And he sees this lady in the water. And she's like, pretty attractive lady. He's like, hey, what's up, baby? I think she's going to be a mermaid, 100%. She's not. And she, like, dips below the water, disappears, 100%. He's like, shit, man. And he goes back to the island. They've kind of, at some point, uncovered that there are large praying mantises on the planet, or on the island. And by large, at this point, I mean, let's say 4 meters tall. Pretty big praying mantises. And they are killing you. They will kill you. Absolutely. They're a danger. They've discovered that the military outpost of people are creating a weapon, sort of, to control weather. I don't know if they're meant to use it as a weapon. I think they're just scientists, and they don't want to have it used as a weapon, blah, blah. There's one guy who does not want to be there anymore, and they like have to stay longer for some reason. I kind of get lost about who's who and what happens there. Usually towards the end of a Godzilla movie, I'm like, oh, what? Just because of film purposes. Or because of the time of night, you know? They're going to test the weather to make it super cold. That's their plan. He's like, dude, there's this chick in the water. And they're like, shut the fuck up. We don't give a shit. There's no woman here, you idiot. He's like, don't do it. And they're like, we're going to do it. And he kind of just stops putting up a fight. And he's like, whatever. That's what it seems like anyways. And they light off this thing trying to make the island cold, but they accidentally make it radioactively hot, causing this huge radiation storm, and they're all sweating, and they all have to stay inside forever and whatever. Then they exit, and the dude finds this lady. He's like, oh shit, what's up? I knew you were real. And he like introduced him to the crowd. And she's like, why are you wearing a red shirt? Red is for ladies. He's like, okay, take my shirt, baby. And she's just wearing his clothes for the rest of the film, which is a red Hawaiian shirt and khaki pants. Does this indicate anything further? I don't think so. I think that he just literally just gives her these clothes. I don't really know who she is or why she's there. I don't remember at all. She's like a native. There's always like natives in all these movies of like these people who've just lived on this island forever. No one's ever seen them. She's one of them. She's the only one on the island. After this radiation storm dies down, they're, you know, trying to collect their lives, trying to figure out how to get home, blah, 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 blah. They know someone's coming, right? Someone's coming to get them, I think, right? Is that a part of the movie? Yeah. I get them mixed up. While they're exploring the island further, they find that the praying mantises are now much fucking bigger. They're like 100 feet tall. They're fucking huge. And while they're looking around trying to figure it out, they see that the praying mantises have found an egg. And they're fucking trying to crack it open. This egg's like the size of like, I don't know, a really big egg. It's hard to tell. All the background is, you know, fabricated, which is another one of my favorite things, landscape. It's so great, man. I just love it when people put a lot of effort into something so incredibly, unbearably stupid. And make it work, more importantly. Make something unbearably stupid beautiful through care and effort. A great example of this is the film Swiss Army Man. What's that about? Like, at its heart, it's very, 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 very silly. At its heart, it's something I would have come up with if I had been that creative as like a third grader. If I wrote like, it's like, it comes off as like a third grader's fantasy novel. Maybe a little older. There's some adult thematics in there, but like that done to the most nth beautiful degree and with a lot of money on it. But it's so dumb. Same with Tusk. Don't tell me that you love me. No, wait, what am I talking about? They find this egg. Excuse me. And the praying mantises are fucking trying to crack that motherfucker open. Maybe to eat inside. I thought it was going to be like their kid or something, but it's not. And it pops out like this baby Godzilla thing. It's the most hilarious looking fucking thing on the planet. And out hatches a creature that looks like these are fucking buck-ass teeth. Big open jaw too. Oh, big eyes too. Kind of crunchy. Maybe like some little Godzilla stuff. And kind of long hands. It's weird. Like maybe a little tail. Big butt. It's just this cute little Godzilla. The tail's way too high. It's pretty good. Pretty good drawing. His name's Manila with an I. That's not mentioned ever. I know that because I spend a bizarre amount of time. And when I say bizarre, I mean bizarre. I spend an insane amount of time reading and rereading the Godzilla Wikipedia page, absorbing nothing, as you can tell. This is how I read. I do that. That's a reality. Like diving down holes of being like, what director did what? What? I haven't even seen all of them. I've seen like 7 of them. 7? No, that's not true. I've seen 7 of the Showa era. I think 1 of the Heisei era. I've definitely seen the Roland Emmerich masterpiece, 1998. I've seen quite a bit of the Godzilla animated series. Based on Roland Emmerich's masterpiece film, Godzilla 1998, which has been dubbed later, Zilla. Oh, so I've seen those. And I've seen the creature later was dubbed Zilla unofficially in Godzilla Final Wars, which is the Millennium Era, which I've only seen 2 of those films, which was... I've seen 3 of them. I've seen Godzilla against Mechagodzilla, which was phenomenal. And it ties in directly with Tokyo SOS, which is probably my favorite. In this moment, that's got everything. Tokyo SOS is the best Godzilla film. I haven't seen them all yet. I think there's 33. 35. I spent a lot of time on the Wikipedia page. I've read the number 100 times. Let's say 33. Mm-hmm. And I've seen the Godzilla with Bryan Cranston, fantastic film. And then Godzilla King of the Monsters, which is amazing. Another one of the best. You could tell those people fucking love Godzilla movies. And they're like, let's give people the realest motherfucking Godzilla motherfucking movie we can do based on my knowledge, which is not a lot. And then I've seen Godzilla vs. Kong, which was not as good as King of the Monsters or Godzilla. So of the MonsterVerse series, it's the weakest entry. I think King of the Monsters is the best. And then we're going to have a Kong versus Godzilla sequel coming up here. So they crack open this egg filled with manila, and manila pops out. And I don't remember what happens here, actually. I remember when Godzilla shows up. So the girl is watching. The girl who's wearing the guy's clothes, the red Hawaiian shirt, is looking out, and she's like, thinks that it's cute. I think maybe she scares him or something. And Godzilla shows up. So all the radiation that these people produce has gotten these things to come out. Right? I'm sorry. Okay? I'm sorry. And it also, Godzilla, when he finds out that there's other monsters on the planet, he's like, nope. And he like pops over. He's like, nope. Crushes him. So he pops in there, and he doesn't see Manila as a threat, obviously. He wants to protect Manila. It's called Son of Godzilla, but I don't think they're related. There's nothing to suggest that they are. But, you know, what's it take to be a dad, right? To actually be biologically related? Or, you know, maybe to take him to the carnival every once in a while. Just don't let him get eaten by giant praying mantises. Sometimes that's the bar. I don't really know. My dad's a pretty cool guy. He's nice. Nice person. I'm meaner than him, that's for sure. And I'm nice as shit. In my head there, during that period of silence, I was like, you should talk about your dad. Say something about your dad. And that's what I said. Something about my dad. Completely honest. He's nice. I'm meaner than him. Is that all you have to say about him? Probably more. I don't need to do anything right now. I'm already in the middle of something. Quit trying to get me to open up. Okay? Okay? Quit it. And so Godzilla makes them flee. I think he kills one. Oh, he does. He fucking crushes one of them. Godzilla fights, what I don't think a lot of people understand who haven't seen them, is Godzilla fights are there's no slow motion, right? Like, Godzilla moves in slow motion is what we think of. But these fucking 60s era, they don't do that. It's just a dude in a suit running around, and it's fucking hilarious. To think that this monster moves with this type of speed and agility, and is just whipping shit around and just grabbing shit and throwing it on the ground, it's fucking crazy. It's so funny to see a giant Godzilla take a giant praying mantis, which are also done amazingly puppeteered. Puppets are fucking awesome. I don't have like a desire to ever make puppets or be a puppeteer, but I have a mad appreciation for completely fabricating a reality. Maybe I do that, actually. Maybe we're all puppeteers of our own existence. Fucking beats the living crap out of one of the praying mantises, and the other one flew away. Like, whoa! Out of there, man. And it's so good. And then him and the baby Godzilla. No. There's some bonding moment between baby Godzilla and the lady. I think she feeds him a fruit. She's like, here you go. And he eats it, and he's all happy. And then, God, I started getting a little confused. This is how all Godzilla movies are. I really remember the beginning of them. And, okay, wait, I can do this. And one gets away. And then they all go hide in a cave or something? Oh, everyone's sick from something. All of the people in the military base are getting some kind of sickness, but they are still hiding or something. I don't know. One of them flies away. Manila obviously has a little bit of a love for the lady. They've bonded mentally. And the lady's like, oh, I know where to find some cure for your disease. because she's from the island. So she gets like some red water, some naturally occurring red water. And they drink it and everyone's fine. They're like, oh, this lady's the shit, man. We tried to kill her. I don't remember how she survived the radiation. I think in this cave that they are in, some people are in at some point. She, at some point, gets exposed to a praying mantis again, a giant one, and Manila protects her. There's an awesome scene. Oh, God, the music in this movie is so fucking good, too. There's the scene where Godzilla is teaching Manila how to gods and men. And Godzilla's teaching Manila how to blow radioactive breath or whatever. It's great. So good. So Manila ends up trying to protect this lady because he recognized her. He's like, yo, this girl gave me fruit, dude. And we all know if someone gives you a piece of delicious fruit, you will protect them from giant animals. Just a fact of life. Or small animals. Or some earthquakes, depending, you know. Oh, and then he beats the living shit out of one of the things. Another of the praying mantis. Because Godzilla shows up when the praying mantis is about to get him. It's this, oh, there's a spider! Oh my God, there's this whole spider thing. If the problem, oh my God, I forgot all about the giant spider who spits webs at everybody. Oh, it's so cool. They accidentally wake up the spider by throwing a rock at it. Or no, they do it on purpose. They do it on purpose. They know where the spider is. It's starting, no, it wakes up on accident. They wake up Godzilla on purpose in the movie before this. So, okay. They knock some rocks on the spider and it crawls out. And it's like, hey, bitches! And he like starts spitting webs at everybody. And he's like clawing at him, really trying to kill him. And then he fights Godzilla and Godzilla's son. And then they run back and there's this scene with something. I don't know. There's a big fight, monster fight. I was zoned out of the monster fights. Honestly, that's not my absolute least favorite part of all Godzilla movies. Oh my God. So much vinegar. Big fight. For some reason they decide, I'm not sure it's like to kill the spider, or I think it's like because they got orders to do it, they turn on the freeze ray again. And instead of it being radioactive, it does what it does. And it starts to snow in the fight between Godzilla and the spider. Godzilla and Manila and the spider. Who are beating it, who crush it somehow. How do they beat the spider? Excuse me. I don't know. I don't remember. What the fuck happens to that spider? They call it Spiga in the American dub version. Usually I watch the versions with the thing where they use their mouths in real time. And you hear the actual noises that come out of the actual people's voices. The dub is weird. I don't usually watch it, but this one was dubbed. But the funny thing is they like come up with weird names. Like Spiga is not the name, according to Wikipedia, of these spiders. It's only mentioned, I think, in this aspect. Like the praying mantis has like a really funny name too, like Gyops or something. What was it? I don't remember. So somehow the spider gets dead somehow, but it's also snowing at the same time. And then, so the people that are coming to get him finally arrive and take him off on a boat. And as they're sailing away, they see Godzilla and Manila freezing on this island, huddling with each other. It's like, oh, it's so cold. And these creatures that are known for swimming. And they're like, don't worry, they'll just hibernate. And that's the end of the movie. One thing I really like about Godzilla movies is there's no end credit. So, like, it's like the thing happens, and then it says like the end, and the movie's over. I don't know. Like there's nothing. There's no like cool off period. It's like goodbye. So all in all, I give Son of Godzilla, the 19-something film, a MOVIE out of movie. I like to make judgments based on the way things are spelled. So if I didn't like a movie, let's think of a bad movie. One bad movie. Think of a bad movie. One movie you don't like. Think of it. One movie. There's a ton of movies I don't like. Name one. We'll go with Daredevil, starring Ben Affleck and Jennifer Garner. The Bennifer Arner phase of his life. Although I still think that's a fantastic movie. It's the worst thing I could think of. Because it's probably bad, but it's probably also great. But let's say I didn't feel that way, and I didn't like the movie Daredevil, starring Ben Affleck and Jennifer Garner as Elektra. Let's pretend there is a world where I thought that was actually a bad film, that I wasn't actually now planning on watching after this. I still haven't finished Rush Hour 2, though. I ate Jackie Chan's Chinese Kitchen while watching Rush Hour 2. But I didn't like the lo mein. I mean, you shouldn't get lo mein. It's just like all lo mein, always. You should get lo mein vegetables. Well, I mean, I want some lo mein. I want mostly stuff. You know, the vegetables and lo mein. You know what I mean? Not just lo mein. So then I stopped watching Jackie Chan's film Rush Hour 2 after, no kidding, Jackie Chan's Chinese Kitchen didn't really pan out so well. So in a world where, that's not what I was talking about. Well, I'll probably watch that before I watch Daredevil is my point. But in a world where I didn't like the movie, the masterpiece Daredevil starring Ben Affleck and Jennifer Garner as Elektra, in a world, if that, some alternate universe, if I didn't think that was a good movie, I would give that a MO out of movie. Does the scale work now? Let's say something in the middle. Totally middle of the road movie. Big Chill. Never seen it. I'd probably think it's about middle. Maybe a little over. I'd get an MOV out of movie. Does my scale make sense? Let's say the worst movie on the planet, which is I guess it's nice I can't think of a movie I didn't like. But so, anyways, my point is that literally fucking anybody could be a theater critic and mathematician. The titles of the books he wrote range from astronomy to On Freedom from Pain. He was also the director of the Great Library of Alexandria, where one day he read in a papyrus book that in the southern frontier outpost of Syene, Syene, near the first cataract of the Nile, at noon on June 21st, vertical stacks cast no shadow. Ooh. On the summer solstice, the longest day of the year, as the hours crept towards midday, the shadows of temples' columns grew shorter. At noon they were gone. Syene. Oh, he lived in Egypt? Oh, yeah. He's in Alexandria. Now, if this was a place where... Where's Beta-Zandria? Uh-oh. At noon on June 21st, vertical sticks cast no shadow on the summer solstice, the longest day of the year. As the hours crept towards midday, the shadows of temple columns grew shorter. At noon, they were gone. A reflection of the sun could then be seen in the water at the bottom of a deep well. The sun was directly overhead. I guess that's a good way to find out you're in the equator, right? Or if it, on June 21st, yes. Yeah, totally. Because that's where it's at. The celestial equator, which is the actual equator of the Earth, because the sun doesn't really rotate in a clear line around us like the moon does. Does the moon? Yes. The moon follows the weird trajectory of our orbit, but the sun does not. Well, we're circling the sun, yes. And there's a slight wobble to us. It was an observation that someone else might easily have ignored. Not this guy, not Eratosthenes, Sticks, shadows, reflections in wells, the position of the sun. Of what possible importance could such simple, everyday matters be? But Eratosthenes was a scientist, and his musings on these commonplaces changed the world. In a way, they made the world. Sure, kind of. No. Nope. Maybe. Yeah, kind of. They made the world. Eratosthenes had the presence, P-R-E-S-E-N-C-E, of mind, not presence of mind. Have you ever given someone a gift and they open it and it's a brain? To do an experiment, that's a presence of mind. You didn't have to explain it, man. To do an experiment. Actually, to observe whether, in Alexandria, vertical sticks, so, near an ocean. Okay. Oh, I thought he also participated in it. Why would they do it specifically at, in the book that he's reading, it says that on June 21st, they cast no shadow. They weren't calling it the summer solstice. They knew it was probably the longest day of the year. How to keep time, right? Jeez Louise. Did someone just count a bunch? What's a natural timekeeper besides the sun? How would you measure the length of a day without a clock? I guess you'd first segment it into morning, midday, evening, right? And then there's night. And of course you want to... So what do you do in there? How would you calculate an hour? My first guess is through drips of water, one way or another. I'm talking about ancient ways to perhaps count time. Like time. Time. Eratosthenes had the presence of mind to do an experiment, actually to observe whether in Alexandria vertical sticks cast shadows near noon on June 21st. And he discovered sticks do cast no shadow. Eratosthenes asked himself how, in the same moment, a stick in Cyan could cast no shadow, and a stick in Alexandria, far to the north, could cast a pronounced shadow. Consider a map of ancient Egypt with two vertical sticks of equal length, one stuck in Alexandria and the other in Syene. Yes, Carl Sagan, I'm so glad you didn't even think to explain where Syene was. S-Y-E-N-E. You thought that we would know. You thought that humanity would be smarter by 2023. You're a fucking loser, Carl. I'm just kidding. I'll never call you a loser. I love you. I love you so much. Carl Sagan is better than anybody. Any of you. No one watches this, so I'm just talking to myself. Forgot how to play it. Uh-oh. Did we just waste an hour of your life? Not mine. Thank you for believing that the average everyday reader of Cosmos by Carl Sagan would know where Syene was. Thank you, Carl. You make me want to learn more. I'm not gonna. Suppose that at a certain moment, each stick casts no shadow at all. That is perfectly easy to understand, provided the Earth is flat. Sorry, I should have said that differently. This is perfectly easy to understand, provided the Earth is flat. The sun would then be directly overhead. If the two sticks cast shadows of equal length, that also would make sense on a flat Earth. What? That's the same fucking thing. Oh, sure. A sun's rays would then be inclined at the same angle to the two sticks. Sure. But how could it be that at the same instant there was no shadow at Syene and a substantial shadow at Alexandria? Well, a flat earther would say. That the flat earth is actually shaped like this. I call it the theory of contact lens earth. That way, the stick in Alexandria, which just happens to be here, right there in the center of Earth. Sure, let's have this arrow points at this arrow, which is this stick, which points at the center of the Earth, or the center of contact lens Earth, contact lens shaped Earth. And then the sun, which is probably directly overhead, it has a slight warble, so it'll go a little bit over here and a little bit over here. Tiny, tiny warble. So noon, midday, this would cast zero shadow because it's directly over it, right? But here, this is where Denmark is. Which I'm guessing is where Syene is. That's going to cast a shadow, right? The sun is hitting it, casting a shadow. So that's how you would explain that. Flat earthers, take notes. But how could that be possible at the same instant? There was no shadow at Syene and a substantial shadow at Alexandria. Oh, there's a picture on the next page. Let's see how much it resembles mine. Oh, there's a further. Oh, okay, it shows you where Syene is. So, I guess I don't know where Egypt is on a map. Okay. I thought all Egyptians' maps were upside down. Are they? I don't think so. What are you looking at? Oh, different flat earth maps. They're really cool. Actually, I like that a lot. Oh no, that's the book I'm reading. The only possible answer he saw was that the surface of the Earth is curved, contact lens-shaped Earth. Not only that, the greater the curvature, the greater the distance in the shadow lengths. Damn. The sun is so far away that its rays are parallel when they reach the Earth. Oh, sure. That makes sense. They're basically parallel. Okay, take one last look at that masterpiece. No, we're keeping it up. So here's the sun. Here's its rays. At least its rays facing Earth. Earth, I mean, this is not going to be an accurate point, but Earth would be like a dot way over here, but it would be like probably on the other block over there. By the time these rays, the sun is so big it gets to Earth, the comparison of its feature here to where we are, like the lines that hit us are imperceptibly parallel. Imperceptible to parallelity. It's not parallel technically. Does that make sense? Does that make sense to you? Gotta be a teacher? You fucking goddamn motherfucker. Probably not. I added a bunch of curse words to try to make it funny that I'd be a bad teacher. I hope that was a fun joke for everybody. Not only that, the greater the curvature, the greater the distance, blah, 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 shadow. What? Parallel to the Earth. Sticks placed at different angles to the sun's rays cast shadows at different lengths. For the observed difference in the shadow length, the distance between Alexandria and Syene had to be about 7 degrees along the surface of the Earth. How would you measure that? From 0 to... You'd have to know how far away the sun was, right? You would know the angle. What? How would you know? You'd have to be assuming a 360-degree planet. A completely spherical planet, I mean. You'd have to have that assumption in mind. How would you? Would you? In order to know the 7-degree difference, yeah, I think you would. They're using degrees. The degrees are based on a 360-degree rotation, or all around, right? How would you call the degrees of a third-dimensional object? How many degrees is that? It's not even degrees. This has got to be a different word for that. Maybe we'll learn that. 6 place a different what? Had to be around 7 degrees. We're not going to figure that math out, ladies and folks. Not that ladies aren't folks. Uh-oh. Maybe I think ladies aren't folks. It's good to learn about ourselves. Oh my God, this book is so good. Almost done. I think I was kind of mean to this kid today at work. He just always tries to talk to me. So he asked me to do something to help. Like, I do work that is, like, it's okay. People ask me for help all the time. But I was in the middle of something. And I was in the middle of eating, honestly. Taking a break. And he's like, oh, can you come help me find this blank, blank, blank? And I worked with this other guy who was just leaving. He's like, I had a lot of trouble finding that, actually. I couldn't find it. Last time this happened. Someone else found it. I was like, okie doke. And I went over and I was like, sure, I'll help you. I mean, he's kind of an annoying guy a little bit. But I was like, yeah, I'll help you. No fucking problem. I didn't say that. I think I was kind of a dick. But I was like, okay, I'll go look around. I didn't want him to hang out with me because he's like a dingleberry, man. He just like fucking hangs out. And he kind of like drags everything down. He's like always talking about getting drunk. And it's like, ugh, just boring. Maybe I just used to be that guy. Maybe that's the real problem. Is he reminds me of a person I'm glad I no longer reflect on. I know I don't reflect on it. Uh-oh. You're thinking too much about yourself. Here's your fucking defense mechanism against growing as a person. It's playing the melodica. Maybe there's people in my life, there's guaranteed people in my life, who think of me the same way I think of that guy. Maybe it's my attempt at gaining control or getting some cosmic retribution of looking down on somebody that I resemble or did at one point. Maybe that's really what's going on. Or maybe it's just kind of annoying. I can't tell. But so I went and I looked at, it seemed like this breaker panel had been, or like this fuse had been tripped. And I couldn't find it. And I looked for like 20 minutes. And then I went and talked to him again. He's like, honestly, this is just so I look like I'm working hard or something. He's like, I don't remember what he said. It was so it could make it seem like he was doing something. This is why I was trying to trip this panel. So he could use this piece of equipment that it was like not important. It's what it seemed like. I don't know. And so I was like, well, okay, I'll look a little further, but I got stuff to do that's actually important. I said that, I think. Because he called it not important, though. But I was definitely pissed. I don't know if I come off as big a douchebag as I feel like I am, or if it's worse, or whatever. I would rather stop wondering, though. I wish I could just, like, default fucking be a happy, bouncy motherfucker. You can, and you're really good at it. You know what? You're going to do it tomorrow. For the observed difference in the shadow lengths, the distance between Alexandria and Syene had to be about 7 degrees along the surface of the Earth. I did the math. It checks out. That is, if you imagine the sticks extending down to the center of the Earth, they would intersect at an angle of 7 degrees. How did you know? Okay, well, you can use levels or like any sort of tube with a bubble to find out. Can you use water for those? Or would the bubble be different? It would be a different type of bubble with water. I don't know. So they could tell that the sticks were straight up with a level, right? You can have a level and know that based on the plane of gravity, that stick is straight up and down in both locations. How could you measure where they would intersect based on that shadow? 7 degrees is something like 1/50th of 360 degrees, the full circumference of the Earth. Aristophanes knew that the distance between Alexandria and Syene was approximately 800 kilometers. Okay, there's a math man. Because he hired a man to pace it out. What the fuck, man? What year was this? 3rd century? I think the cars from that era were garbage. 800 kilometers. Like, what's the measurement tool? What's your first measurement tool? A foot, probably. Or a pace, I'd say. Yeah, well, he said that first. That's probably why he said that. 800 kilometers is 50. 800 kilometers times 50. 50 what? Is 40,000 kilometers. So that must be the circumference of the Earth. Or if you like to measure things in miles, the distance between Alexandria and Syene is about 500 miles. And 500 miles times 50, what's the... Oh, it's like 1/50th. Okay. Of 360 degrees. So if you know that this distance between 2 points is 800 degrees, and you know that this angle is like cocked out this way, you would use the Pythagorean theorem I don't know how that is. No, that's not what you do. But if you know two angles, you can find out one, right? So if one's 90 and one's 90, that angle, well, what the fuck does that mean? You don't know it's 90. You know that it's not 90 degrees. Well, no, it is 90 degrees. It's not 90 degrees from the center of sun to core of Earth line. I'm dumb. I'm a dumb person. I don't get things. Thirsty. Love is a burning thing. I don't understand how they come up with this 7 degrees. Like you would guess where this intersects with this. You can somehow do that math, right? I don't know how to do that. I'm sorry. Where these will intersect, assuming that these are they meet at the center of the Earth, is taking some. I mean, they're probably close to right. But they have to assume, A, that they're at the same elevation, which it looks like they both would be assumed to be near sea level, because one is, Alexandria is directly by the Mediterranean Sea, and then Cayenne is like right next to the Red Sea. So I guess you can know that you're both at sea level. Sea level, it would be, I mean, you'd have to be assuming correctly that most of the Earth is water. Or that the other side of the world that you can't see doesn't have mountains that extend to like... Well, it does, though. But the height of Mount Kilimanjaro and fucking Mount Everest are nothing in comparison to the distance between sea level and the bottom of the ocean, let alone the core of the Earth. So they made a correct assumption that their area of Earth uniformly was nothing in comparison to the shape of the Earth. Like if you're looking at the Earth, you can't see the fucking mountains in some crazy way. Maybe you can. I don't know. Doesn't look like it. It looks like a sphere. But it's a possibility. I mean, look at Sharon, Pluto's best friend. Pluto's still a planet. Fuck you if you don't think so. Oh, it's like on this page we read. No, it's not. Illustration 14. It's on the page we're reading. It doesn't show the picture I want. But to assume, they're assuming that the planet is shaped like this, or more of a sphere than that. They're assuming a fully spherical planet. That's all I'm saying. And I'm not surprised that religious people would assume that. I'm assuming these are people that are religious. Well, I don't know. 3rd century Egypt? Pharaohs and shit? I don't know. I've been reading this other book, Ancient Evenings, and I stopped reading it. This is the right answer. Eratosthenes' only tool were sticks, eyes, feet, and brains, plus a taste for experiment, and being able to pay somebody to walk 500 miles. I could walk 500 more, but you're done, man. You've gone way too far. I know, but I kind of want to keep reading. I shouldn't waste all that time on Godzilla. It's not a waste of time. With them, he deduced the circumference of the Earth with an error of only a few percent. That is fucking amazing. If this story is accurate, wow. I'm sure he was a part of a corporation of sorts. I'm sure he was the Jeff Bezos of Aristophanes Incorporated, right? And a lot of other people. Now, what kind of work did he have to do? Well, he needed a friend 500 miles away. So he needed a courier, probably to send messages. He's probably pretty well off. Let's make an assumption. He had contemporaries that were so envious they called him Beta. I don't have people. Probably everyone thinks of me as a Beta Xander. Is that a good band name? Is that a band name? Or am I cucking my own band by saying that? Cucking is a funny word. It's from the Cuckoo, right? Okay, we got this. Of only a few percent, a remarkable achievement for 2,200 years ago. Oh, it was like 2,222 years ago for old Alex Paulding. Shit. Is it the first time I've used my real name? I don't want to do that. Ever. Full name. Ugh, I don't know if anyone would ever watch this. Let me write down when I said that. So this is Y Cosmos 117-minute mark. 1 hour, 17 minutes. I'll write my last name. And then if I ever learn how to edit anything, I'll edit that out. What will really happen is I'll probably just erase this. Never learn how to edit anything. Yeah. He was the first person to accurately measure the size of a planet. Beautiful. The Mediterranean... Dude, stop it. Stop it. That was a great story. You've done enough. Too much, perhaps. It doesn't matter. No one ever... I want you to really understand this. This is not for anybody else. No, fuck that. Half the fun is pretending I'm on TV. Do you really do that? No. No, I utilize this as a weird form of self-therapy that does not work at all, obviously. Because I've only gotten worse and worse and worse. As a human, as a friend, as a lover, as an acrobat. As a driver, for sure. Worse driver now than ever before. My catapult skills are lacking. My zinc, I'm deficient in that. My calories are way over 130. Serving size, 1 bar. I laugh at that. I laugh. I eat two granola bars. Maybe you can play that song and you'll quit whistling it. Let's get that song out of your head. Okay. All right. Learn that one piece at a time. Hard song to remember. Probably not. Quit playing that note. I'll leave you this with a special message. We need to play it this way better. Give a handle. No, it's worse. I guess I just want attention at this point. Please don't remember my last name. Don't look me up. We're not friends. Okay, we could be friends. As always, keep that tourniquet tight or loose. I don't remember which. One of the two.